trying to brush through my hair. It's like trying to make it through everything kind of in my head right now. But I just shared this little story with a friend of mine in the house, and I decided to come outside and to record it as I was brushing through my hair. Reminiscent, thinking about when I was a child and when I had long hair, but then why I had my hair cut short. And I had my hair cut short because I thought if I did, that my mom would be nicer to me. Why would I say that? Well, because when I was 7 years old, my mother was washing my hair in our porcelain bathtub with my head hung over like this, washing my hair. Well, I was crying because it hurt. And she said, "Little bitch, you know, stop crying," and banging my head until she split open my chin. And then the tub filled with blood. And then she stopped. And then we took my brother to my great aunt and uncle's on Butternut. And then she took me to the emergency room. And then I got stitches. And then my father was trying to find a way to make it right for us kids and keep it in the family. But anyway, after that incident, he was done. And he was gonna leave, but she wouldn't have had what she had if Steve took the kids. And she didn't get all the money. So, anyway, I got my hair cut short when I was a little girl because I didn't know any of that shit back then. Fuck no, I was 7. I thought I'd get my hair cut short like Mommy, then maybe Mommy would like me more. And then also maybe Mommy wouldn't get so mad because if she didn't have to brush my hair anymore, then she wouldn't have anything to get so upset about. And then she wouldn't have to beat my face up against the bathtub. And then I get strapped down for stitches while she's whispering in my ear how sorry she is and how sorry she is. And then meanwhile, we come home and then the family things, and then Dad has had enough. Dad's had enough. He was leaving her. Insurance policy raised. Everything was set. So brother and I, in the split, would be fine. Jenny would be fine. Steve and the kids would be fine. Jenny was not stable. And then she killed him. And has done everything she could to manipulate what I saw the night God woke me up, the night that he died. The night that he was laying there on the couch when I woke up to go to the bathroom, and I walked down the stairs. And then I walked to the bathroom while she was on the phone. And I go to the bathroom and I listen while she was on the phone. I'm just going to the bathroom. And I stood there, I remember, long enough, trying to make sense of what was going on. Mom's still on the phone. And she says, "Dad's having a heart attack. Go back upstairs to your room." And my dad, meanwhile, was not being helped, who was married to a nurse for almost 10 years. She wasn't helping him. She was on the phone telling me he was having a heart attack and I to go back to my room. But I, being a very obedient child of God, followed my heart, and I went up the stairs and I stayed at the top of the stairs. And I watched. Meanwhile, I saw no intervention of my mother helping him. None, not whatsoever. And then it wasn't until the paramedics came and they noticed a child upstairs, and then shortly thereafter the door closed. She was never helping him. And those eyes, his eyes, as he was lying on the couch right there and looking at me and gazing at me, his eyes followed my body as I came through the kitchen door and back up through the stairs. His eyes followed mine in a look of desperation. Hang on, baby girl. Oh, fuck no, I didn't know it was going to take me 30 years. But it has. God has put me in one place to the next to reveal the truth. I don't know when people are going to start listening. But I've come down to my life where God has put me into a situation where I have nothing. I mean, people make assumptions so easily and don't even take into consideration. And you can just fill in the blanks. Because until you've walked in anybody else's shoes, you can't even assume or take things personally that you hear or find or see. And I apologize to the world for how difficult the truth is coming out. I've lost friends, family, just trying to be myself and trying to understand in a world that doesn't understand me. The scar on my chin and that one story is one tiny speck of a whole lot of truth that by no fault of my own I've been burdened with. And some really dark energy in my life has manipulated avenues to try to cover up what God ultimately wants. I had a lot of conditioning to do to get to this healthy point that I'm at now in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Which, because those are things that I didn't learn from anybody. And so, as a child, so I think through my life experiences, I had to learn them, which did cause one heck of a lot of suffering. But every time I learned something, every time I learned something, every time I learned something. And then God said to me, in such a way, let's see, I'm not saying that he said to me, but I felt the thoughts like, okay, we're gonna make sure you're strong enough and keep testing me and keep testing me because what is it? God doesn't give you more than you can handle. It's all conditioning. And it was conditioning for this, for me to be brave and bold enough to stand here in a fucking mess of myself in this desperate time of need for me, where I don't even, on my struggle now, if I just disappeared off of this earth And then my absence would then create some sort of an uproar. And there my truth is going to live. There my truth lives on. When I'm gone, then people are going to be like, oh, well, what she was saying was true. And oh, maybe we should do something about that. What the fuck, people? I mean, but that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like, fuck, I've seen enough of that bullshit on the TV that I can't even get away from because my roommate watches so much television. I've seen enough of it. To know that my story's nothing fucking special. Okay? It's just really hard to swallow. And if it's hard to swallow, if it's hard to hear, imagine what it was like to live it, to breathe it, to hear it, to see it. Decade after decade after decade of lies, rejection, deceit, in an ultimate betrayal. That I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm like a baby fucking bird until someone comes to fucking feed me. It's what I feel. I held a baby bird yesterday. I held a bird. The bird was sitting on the bird feeder, looking very comfortable. I think maybe it had hit the window, or maybe it was just a funny flying bird. But regardless, it was slower than the regular birds. And I didn't know that at first, but I did. Thought, boy, it looks like I could just reach up, and I did. It was with this hand, and I reached up, and I grabbed him, and he was like, and then he just kind of crooked flat away a little bit. So I didn't mean to scare him, but anyway, I know I'm like a bird.